Today is Friday, April 8th, 2011 at 12:33 a.m. So I decided to keep record, I guess, of what the surgery I'm going to have next month is. I had thought of doing it since my aunt got it. She wanted me and her to do it together, but I kind of felt like, no, I'll do it on my own. And because I had been semi-successful, weight loss, that's what I'm talking about. I had been successful on my own. I had during the time while I was a vegan and and I was exercising twice a day with Shawnee in college. I lost a significant amount of weight, and that was probably the smallest I had been since freshman year of high school. And it was exciting, and I couldn't believe it. And she went along and did the lap band, and she lost a lot of weight. But I was still, me. I was still this. And I don't know. I've never known what it was, what it is, how it is. I've never known how it is to be thin. And when I went to India, it was such a, I'm not going to say like bad experience, but I hated it there mainly because I was a joke. Because I'm fat, I was a joke. It was like I got a laugh and a look from every single person there. Unless they were like with us, or our educators. Yeah. And it was it made me feel very embarrassed and ashamed. And that's probably the only reason I wanted to leave India. Other than that, it was cool. I didn't mind India so much. So I thought it over, and I thought it over, and I thought it over, and I stopped thinking about it until this kid came over to the house, and I know I was watching another vlogger's video about children and being fat and how you don't really know how to handle a situation when little kids are calling you fat and such and such, and they're kids call it how it is, right? So then I was like, man, I feel kind of shitty. And I always told myself that I wasn't going to go over a certain weight. And after I came back from India, I was already over that weight because I had gone to the doctor and she weighed me, and I was like, oh my god. But not really, oh my god. It was more like, yeah, that is what you weigh, Cindy. That's what you weigh. Yeah. So I made the appointment, and I wanted it to be in March, but the whole thing with my mom and stuff, I just didn't want to start the process and then not be able to have surgery because my mom wouldn't be able to be good. So, me having surgery, her having surgery, and just wouldn't work out, you know what I mean? So she has to get better before I can get better, sort of. But yeah, I had totally forgotten that it was today. If they wouldn't have called me, I wouldn't have known. I knew that it was this week, but I thought it was Friday. The thing they called. Anyway, I got there and I parked on this other side, in this other building, and I was like, oh fuck. But anyway, I got there like at 2:40 almost, and my appointment was at 2:30, and there was a lot of people in there. Well, maybe not a lot, just more than I expected. There was a lot of people that were heavier than me. There were a lot of women that were already had the surgery done, and you could see all their pants and how they were all sagging. But yeah, and I waited for like an hour to finally be seen by somebody, and they put a video on, and then like 10 minutes later, my what is it called? My patient advocate got there, and she's like, "Let me turn this off. I'm going to tell you what it is. Because I know exactly what happens because I have one." And I was like, "Okay." So she told me some things, you know, the basics. Answered some of my questions, which I had none. I mean, I had two, so it isn't much. And then she gave me this book, and I read probably half of it already. And how, whatever, I don't know. So I saw about 5 people. Nutritionist, some other person for an EKG, some other person for this, yeah. I got an EKG done to see my heart, to clear me for surgery. I spoke to a nutritionist, and she was a freaking, kind of like a bitch, but I guess, I don't know. It wasn't like she was, I don't know what she was. She gave me these, like, notes, I guess, like the serving sizes of everything that I should take, and then, how my plate should look whenever I, whenever I have surgery. It should be half of the plate should be vegetables, then a fourth of meat, and a third of whole wheat carbs or fruit. And I need to eat them in a specific order. So first would be meat, because meat, then vegetables, then the rest. Because she said that if I ate this one or this one first, I'd be too full to eat this one, and this one's the most important one because it's the protein. I don't know. Yeah, and apparently I need to be on a pre-operative diet, which is kind of like how it was when I was on Medifast, that you would eat some stuff, and then at the end of the day you had your lean green, right? I think that's what it's called. So I have 2 protein shakes, and then I have lean meat, 1 cup of vegetables, and 1 cup of fruit. So basically I'm eliminating the fats and the simple sugars and the carbs and stuff out of my body, and I need to track it all down in this food journal.